The biggest live selling channel, QVC, just went bankrupt. A company that spent over 40 years selling billions of dollars in products is now dead. It's obvious why this happened. One of the biggest reasons is TV channels have become obsolete, with social media and streaming platforms taking over. But what's crazy is QVC's business model is actually alive now more than ever. Spending on consumer goods is at an all-time high. So the death of QVC has actually created a huge gap in the market. And this gap is the biggest income opportunity we've seen for normal people in years. It's actually how I made over $28,000 in a single month. How Anthony made $135,000 from his bedroom. Sam used the same gap to make over $300,000 sitting at home. And even Heidi, who's made nearly $200,000 from her phone. So in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly why QVC died, why it's the biggest opportunity for anybody that wants to make some extra money, and how you can do it from your living room couch. Let's get into it. For over 40 years, QVC made money by doing one really simple thing. Someone stood in front of a camera, held up a product, talked about it, and people at home bought it. That was their whole business. And it worked so well that they reached millions of homes and sold billions of dollars in products. So how does a company that basically invented selling on camera end up dead? QVC filed for bankruptcy in April of 2026, and most people would think that it's because the format of selling on camera just doesn't work anymore, but that's not what killed QVC. What killed QVC was everything around its format. Their products were overpriced, and the shipping delivery fees on them made it even worse. And the people that used to sit and watch QVC for hours switched from their TV to their smartphone. The combination of these things caused QVC to accumulate a debt of $6.6 billion, because running QVC was like running a giant department store. The bills run every single day, whether customers walk in or not. Every single thing that made QVC run was costing them a lot of money. The giant studio they had to run, the thousands and thousands of products sitting in a warehouse, the TV airtime they had to pay for, the thousands of employees on their payroll. And when their audience left for their phones, those bills did not leave with them. That's what buried QVC. But even in their last year, QVC made $9.5 billion in sales. So a real person is showing a product live, talking about the benefits and convincing people to buy it still works. It's just how this method is applied that has changed. You see, now that we're in the era of AI, people's feeds are flooded with fake videos, fake voices, and content that's simply just getting harder and harder to trust. People are craving human connection now more than ever. And when they see it real human, live, and in real time, without edits, reacting to what people are saying, they feel that. People buy from other people. A live stream is the closest thing to actually sitting across from someone and having them show you something in person. But people don't want this on their TVs, they want this on their phones. So here's the opportunity. You can replicate QVC's formula with the tools that you probably already have. Let's talk about what it used to take to be a QVC host. You needed a TV studio, approval from the company to be on air, and a warehouse full of products. And usually you needed to be some kind of recognizable face. So basically, nobody was qualified. That's the wall that kept normal people locked out for about 40 years. But right now, there's one platform that'll give you the audience, handle the logistics, and connect you to brands that want you to sell their products. That platform is TikTok Shop Live. And the way you use it is simple. You start a live stream, you pick a product, you talk about it, and if somebody buys it, you get a cut of that sale. It's exactly what QVC did, but now anyone can do it from their home. And TikTok actually made it easier to sell products. With QVC, you had to pick up the phone, dial a number, wait on hold, and then give your credit card details to a stranger over the phone. That alone cost QVC a lot of sales. But TikTok Shop puts the checkout button right there. Somebody sees your product, clicks on it, and buys it in seconds without ever leaving the app. And here's the other thing that most people won't notice. QVC did the hardest part of the job for you already. They spent decades teaching people that buying from a live host is normal, safe, and even kind of fun. You don't have to convince these people to trust live shopping. They already do. I have a friend named Sam that sells the same supplement live every single day, and she built up a loyal crowd of buyers who come back over and over and over. Just like people used to tune into their favorite QVC host, she's in over $300,000 in commissions in under a single year. She did this from home, live selling to the exact same audience that QVC used to sell to. Here's what all this means. There's no longer a barrier to entry. Anyone can do this. What truly matters is the skill to sell. And that's exactly what I'm gonna break down into 2 simple steps. You don't need fancy equipment or any experience. All you need is a phone, a cheap light, and a product. So let's look at the thing you sell. Everything begins with figuring out what to sell. And this is a step that most people overthink so much that they never even get started. They sit there thinking that they need the most impressive product that they can possibly find, but that's never been true. QVC never invented a single product. Their entire model was selling products that people were already buying. So you're gonna do the exact same thing, just without the warehouse. You have to find a product that's already proven to sell, and then you're just gonna find a way to be the best at selling it. This is exactly how I started. I found something that was already selling well for somebody else and just figured out how to sell it in a better way. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds like it needs hours of research or an expensive data tool to figure this out, but you can do all the research for free in about 20 minutes. Here's how. First, open up the TikTok Shop tab on the TikTok app and click on one of the live streams and just start scrolling. Every single live stream you see is going to be a live stream selling a product exactly like what you're going to be doing. Now, what you want to look for is look for that little banner that pops up that show how many people have bought products from that live stream. There's literally no better proof than that. If a live stream is selling a $50 product and it shows 20 people have bought it, that's literally $1,000 in sales. Now look through live streams and find a few products that you see doing well and make a list. Make a list of about 20 products, and then from that list, choose about 3 to 5 that catch your attention the most. If you wouldn't use any of those products yourself, you can repeat the process, but do not overthink this, or you'll spend days thinking instead of doing. The next step, if you want to go deeper, is to create a free TikTok seller account and look up those creators by their handle. It'll show you their total sales and how much of it is actually coming from their live streams. You want to see a high number there. If around 95% of their sales are coming from live streams, then you know that live is generating the most of their GMV or their revenue, not short form content. Quick warning on this one. When you make your seller account, do not use the same info as your TikTok Shop account. Don't use your handle, don't use your email or any of that stuff. Just use different info. If you do, it'll link them together and you'll lose your ability to sell. Now, once you pick the products you want to sell, you just need to get the products into your hands. Message the sellers, tell them that you're brand new, and tell them if they send you a sample, you'll do a certain number of live hours with their product, or you'll make a certain number of videos. Sellers want the most sales possible, so most of the time they're just going to send you a free sample. And if they don't, just buy it if you have the budget. You have to physically have the product and use it to sell with confidence. And here's the final tip. This is a hard rule for anyone that wants to start this. Make sure that the price of the product you're selling is equal to, or more preferably lower than, the price of it on Amazon. Because if someone on your live stream checks on Amazon, they're going to cut you out and just buy it straight from them. Now, before we go live, I want to be straight with you. Finding the product is the easy part, but actually getting good enough to feel comfortable on camera and learning how to sell is going to take some time. The good news is you don't need to figure this out on your own. Inside of our community, you can get personalized advice from people who have already done this and who are doing it right now. We also have weekly calls where you can ask anything. So if you want to skip all the trial and error, just apply with the link in the description and talk to somebody from our team. Now, step 2 is where the money is actually made: becoming a QVC host. There are 3 principles to pulling this off. The first one is something I know that most people are scared of: camera fear. And it's usually why people never even start this. But let me take the pressure off of you right now. I've helped a lot of people start this, and the number one reason they don't feel comfortable on camera is because they feel like they have to, for some reason, act differently. They think they have to act like a TV host or an influencer. But all you have to do is be a normal person, be yourself. We're so used to annoying salesmen or fake creators that we can immediately spot somebody who's acting fake just to get a sale. And that comes through on camera. Just talk about the product, why you like it, why you prefer that specific version to other ones out there, and the best thing about it. Just talk as if a friend asked you to recommend something to them. With time, you'll become better at this. Now, the next principle is that eyes do not equal dollars. Most people think they need thousands of viewers in their live streams to actually make money, but the goal here is not to become a star. It's to sell to the handful of people that are watching you. I've got people inside of my community that are making a full-time income with just 10 to 20 people watching their streams. A tiny room with real buyers beats a massive stadium with a bunch of scrollers. On my second live stream ever, I made over $500 with less than 100 viewers. So I know that you can make a lot of money with very little viewers. And the third principle is believing in yourself. The best example I can give you is one of my first live streams. After doing a few streams, I went live like it was just another day. I clicked the go live button, waited for people to join the stream, and just started talking about the product. Everything was going as usual, but a few minutes in, my mind just went completely blank. People started asking questions, and I just started rambling, just saying things just to fill the silence. I recovered from that after a few minutes, but it was clear that people noticed it because I made nearly no sales on that stream. So here's what I learned. The biggest live selling mistake is going quiet or not sounding like you believe what you're talking about. A QVC host is never silent, and they always sound like they believe in the thing that they're holding. So here's how to make sure that you always look like that. Start talking to your phone as if you were live. I know it sounds weird. Do everything that a QVC host would do. Demonstrate the product live, talk about everything that they can do, and repeat it again and again and again. And that becomes your live loop. Now, every time you go live, you'll have a loop ready to go, so you'll never forget what to say. And you may think that people will notice this, but on TikTok, new people are constantly coming in your stream and people are constantly leaving. So it's always fresh people in there. So most people haven't heard the beginning of your loop and some people haven't even heard the end. But you want to make sure both of them get that information. QVC ran the same pitch and the same countdown all day long because the audience was always turning over. So repeating yourself is actually the same billion-dollar strategy that QVC used. Here's a simple loop that you can follow. 1, introduce the product. 2, talk about the problem that it solves. 3, sell the benefits, not the features. Here's what I mean. Nobody loves flying to Hawaii because they love sitting on airplanes for hours. They're flying to sit on the beach and the experience that they're gonna have. If you're selling a vitamin, sell the energy, the younger skin, the thicker hair. Sell the vacation, not the plane ride. And finally, create urgency. Because if you don't give them a reason to buy right now, they're gonna end up buying later from somebody else's live stream. Now, the final principle is to become a minimalist. You don't need to have a studio that's filled with lights and decorated like a TV set. You just need a clean, quiet space with just you in it. And the reason is simple. People are watching your stream and they see your dog, they'll get distracted and not hear the one thing that they needed to hear to go ahead and buy. So you want a space that makes you and the product the main focus for your viewers. It can be decorated if you want. In fact, if you have something that's constantly moving on camera, that's gonna help keep people's attention. But what you don't want is random things entering and disappearing randomly or distractions outside of the product and yourself. Now, in terms of the rest of the setup, just put your phone in your ring light and make sure it's set up about at your eye level, just like you would be talking across the table to someone or on a FaceTime call. Then just put the product front and center the whole time that you talk. The product should be the main star of the stream, and that's really it. All these principles are a formula that's been proven on camera by QVC for over 40 years. And now you can use it to make some money. Now you've got the entire QVC playbook, but the window that QVC's bankruptcy created will not stay open forever. What I just told you will get you started, but if you want to go deeper and take this seriously, you can watch my 1-hour course right here. It's free and has everything you need to get started on the right foot. So go watch it right now, and I'll see you on the inside.